Since it's Christmas season, I've been reading the words of the birthday boy himself, Jesus, okay? And I landed in Matthew 25, where he tells the parable of the bags of gold, okay? You see, Jesus talks about three servants in this parable, okay? Two of them taking the gold that their master gave them and immediately putting that gold into work because they wanted a good ROI, okay? They understood the stewardship. They understood that they wanted a good return of that investment. But not for themselves only, but for the master, okay? That master, of course, being God, the God that gave them the gold, the talents that they have, right? But then there's this third servant in this parable, okay? And he didn't rebel. He didn't mess up. He didn't even lose the gold, okay? He just did something that's super dangerous, and I believe it's a pandemic that we're dealing with even today, okay? Something that's so much more dangerous. This servant did nothing. You see, he buried the gift that the master gave him because of his words of being afraid. Because he said, I was afraid, so I buried those gifts that you gave me. And here's the danger, okay? Fear convinced that servant that it was much safer to do nothing than to do something. But in the kingdom of God, watch this, bro, peep this. Inaction, not doing action is equivalent to disobedience. You see, the tragedy of this story and the tragedy of this parable that I'm realizing is that we have wasted so many opportunities with the gifts that God has given us. So the question that I'm asking myself, and the question I'm asking you, the viewer, the people, the listener that's listening to this, are you like the first two servants who immediately put into work what God has placed in your hands? Using your gifts to honor and to give him all the glory that he deserves. Or in contrast, are you like the third servant, digging a hole and hiding your calling because you scared? You see, the issue here too, fam, peep this, it isn't capacity, it's a refusal to act. And remember this, the master gave to each servant according to their abilities. You see, because God will never entrust you with something he hasn't already equipped you for you to handle. He's giving you enough. So steward it well, because what heaven gives, what God gives, it was never meant to be buried, but to have a better return of investment. This parable spoke to me, and I appreciate the birthday boy for calling it out in me, because now that has lit a fire under my tail. And I pray and entrust that it does to you as well. I love y'all.